Hey everyone, and welcome back to Be Like Christ for our 5-minute studies through the Gospel of Matthew. Today we're in chapter 12, and if you want the handout that you're about to see, there's a complete set of these through the entire Gospel on our website at tobelikechrist.com. There's a description down below. So chapter 12, when did chapter 12 take place? Well, this would have been during Jesus's about 3-year ministry. This would have been somewhere between 26 and 31 AD. Now let's talk about the key characters in this chapter. So there's Jesus, obviously. He's the Savior, the Son of God. And then some of Jesus' disciples. They were accused of breaking the special Jewish Sabbath day laws, and we'll talk about that here in a second. And then we have a group of people, the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They were Jesus' enemies, and they were constantly trying to discredit him. The fourth character is a man with a withered hand. Jesus meets him in the synagogue, and he heals his hand. And then finally, there is this blind and mute man. He was oppressed by a devil or a demon, and Jesus cast the demon out of him. Where do the events of chapter 12 take place? Well, we know that they happen in a grain field and in a synagogue, but we don't exactly know because we're not told where that grain field and that synagogue were. It seems likely they were somewhere in the region of the city of Capernaum because that's where Jesus' kind of home base was. Okay, now let's go over an overview of this chapter and outline. So the first section, I put this as verses 1 through 8. The disciples of Jesus were accused of breaking the Sabbath day laws. So Jesus and his disciples, they were walking through a field of grain, and his disciples were picking heads of grain and eating them. Now the Pharisees saw this, and they accused Jesus' disciples of breaking the Sabbath law. You weren't supposed to work on the Sabbath day, and they accused them of working by picking these heads of grain. Jesus rejected their accusation of breaking the law, and as proof of his point, he gave the Pharisees 2 examples. The first one was David and the Shewbred, King David from the Old Testament, and the second one was the priests who work on the Sabbath day by offering sacrifices in the temple. Jesus then told the Pharisees that he was the Lord of the Sabbath. Our second section, verses 9 through 14, a man with a withered hand is healed. So Jesus went to the synagogue on another Sabbath day, according to Luke chapter 6, verse 6. And he met a man with a withered hand. It was a dysfunctional hand. The Pharisees and the scribes, they saw this, and they asked Jesus, because they wanted to catch him doing something wrong. They said, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath day? Wouldn't that be considered work? Wouldn't that be breaking the law? But Jesus was prepared for this accusation, and he revealed the hypocrisy of the Pharisees and the scribes, and he then healed the man, which infuriated the Jewish religious leaders. I don't have a lot of information under verses 15 through 21. I'd simply give it a title, and the title is Jesus Fulfills the Prophecy of Isaiah 42, 1 through 4. So there's some specifics about the Messiah in that text, and Matthew's writing here reveals how Jesus was the fulfillment of those prophecies. And then in verses 22 through 37, to finish out the chapter, the Pharisees accused Jesus of working for Satan. Jesus healed a blind and mute man who was oppressed by a demon. And the Pharisees, they accused Jesus of using the devil's power to perform this miracle. Jesus told them that their suggestion was ridiculous. Why would Satan give him power to fight against Satan's demons? Jesus' power came from the Spirit of God. And Jesus told the Pharisees that every sin would be forgiven except blasphemy against God's Spirit. Now, how does this chapter, the themes, the ideas in this chapter, fit into the big picture of the Bible? Well, the Jewish religious leaders, they had created a religion of their own design. It was not by God's design, and they were dogmatically teaching their form of godliness and imposing laws and rules on people that they had invented, but God had not. Again and again and again throughout the scriptures, we see that this kind of man-made, self-centered religion is toxic. And rather than revealing the true nature of God to people, it hides God from people under an oppressive system. But the Jewish people back then, just like people today, they were misguided by this man-made religious system, and they needed God's help to help them escape. And that's what Jesus was doing. That kind of leads us into our application section for this chapter. One of the Pharisees' biggest flaws was their habit of adding additional rules where God had not legislated. And we need to be very careful that we don't create restrictions that God never created. We may believe that the principle behind the restriction is honorable, just as I think the Pharisees did with this working restriction on the Sabbath day. But God has not given us the authority, and it is not our place to establish religious law.